Today's practice, we're going to focus on the quintessential pose of power in yoga, the warrior pose. We're going to do all kinds of variations of warrior. We'll do some seated versions, we'll do some standing versions, and we'll even repeat a couple of those poses just so you see how your body responds differently when doing it several times. Know that with everything that we do in yoga, it's a metaphor for how we look at life. And when we come into warrior stance with our arms extended and our feet planted on the ground, it's a good reminder to stand your ground, to be positive, to not let yourself be pushed around. So we're going to do that. We're also going to practice the breath of fire, which is a very powerful breath. So this practice will be a little bit vigorous, and know that you always, always, without my giving you permission, have permission to take it easy, to sit on any pose that doesn't feel comfortable or accessible to you. And then after our yoga practice, we'll have a very, very short break, and then we'll get back together again at noontime for a guided visualization practice. So let's begin. And we always begin our practice by centering ourselves, by taking some time to breathe and to sit and to put aside the rest of the day, whatever may have happened earlier, or those projects you may need to tackle later in the day. Feeling your feet grounded on the earth, rolling your shoulders to shake off any remaining tension. Let's go in both directions. And then gathering your shoulders up towards your ears, making fists with your hands, tightening the muscles of your arms, pressing your feet into the floor, squeezing your belly, and then letting all of that tension go with an exhale. Ha. Allowing your eyes to close or looking softly at the floor to direct your awareness to the internal landscape. Your body, your emotions, your energy, and your thoughts. This is when we settle in and prepare for our practice. Watching as the breath comes in and out. Letting the exhale begin to soften any tension or tightness that you're holding on to. Becoming very present to yourself. Allowing your breath to become a little deeper now, breathing into an open, soft belly, and allowing the breath to move up through your chest to your shoulders, and then pouring the exhale from the body, shoulders, chest, and belly. You can place your hands on your belly. That's your power center. Stoking up that internal fire. Let's take a few more complete breaths here. After the next exhale, release your hands, let that technique go and just allow your natural breath to come back. Taking a moment to notice how you feel. And we'll begin our practice by joining our voice in the sound of Om. Deep breath in. Om. Om Shanti. Peace. Looks like somebody else has joined the class. So Jennifer, if you would be good enough to let them in, that would be great. Good. And let's begin with some sun breaths. Breathing the arms up and exhale, floating them down. So as I mentioned, we're going to be doing the breath of fire, which is a very energizing breath. So we need to warm up the upper body, the muscles around the rib cage, so we can breathe fully and completely. The next time you breathe, and then allow your fingertips to stay lifted as you drop your shoulders down your back, pressing your feet into the floor. Taking a few breaths here. Watching as the sensation builds in your arms, shoulders. Great. And then exhale, palms together, hands right back to heart center. So no better way to warm up than with a few half sun salutations. So let's do that now. Begin by pressing your palms together so the muscles wake up in your arms. Great. Let's inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, reach it back. Inhale, back to mountain. Now open your arms and fold forward. Palms to the knees, come up halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhaling your arms, sweep up again. Exhale, reaching back. Breathing back to mountain and back to your heart. Let's do that again. Deep breath in. Exhale, reach it back. Back to mountain and let it go. The more you let go of the breath, the more room you have for the next one. Inhale, come up partway. Exhale and fold. Let the breath go. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, reaching back. Breathe it back to mountain and let your palms rest at your heart center. Notice how you feel. Starting to wake up a little bit? Good. So we'll begin by doing the active exhale and pulling prana. We'll do that before we go into the breath of fire. So the active exhale is a breath in and 3 exhales as you fold forward. Let's separate the feet a little bit so we have room to fold. So we're going to breathe in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Here we go. Breathe in, exhale 3 times. Empty your body completely. Great. Inhale, sit up. Take a breath. And again, breath in, exhale forward. Inhale, come up. And again, breath in, exhale forward. Breathe in, sit up. Last time, make sure you're breathing out everything that no longer serves you. Breath in. Squeeze the belly back towards the spine. Good. Inhale, come up. Take a moment to just let your breath go back to normal and notice how you feel. Remember, it's quite natural sometimes when you do these breathing techniques to get a little bit lightheaded. So if that happens, just breathe normally and it will pass. Good. So let's pull in some of that energy that's all around us. So we're going to reach forward, open your hands, round your back, exhale, pull that in. Ha, good. Breathe in and pull it in. Ha. Breathe in, exhale. Ha. Ha. So you can move a little faster or a little slower than I am. It's perfectly fine. Ha. 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 Couple more. Ha. Ha. And then relax. Let your spine return to normal. Let your breath return to normal. Good. And when you breathe like that, you're generating heat in your body. Good. So let's breathe the arms up and then exhale. Bring your left palm to your right knee, right hand to the side of the chair. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to the other side. So breathing in, lifting up. Exhale and twisting. Good. Reach up as high as you can. Exhale, twist. One more time, side to side. Ha. Ha. Good. Reach up and then gradually lower your arms and notice how you feel. So we're going to begin with the breath of fire. And the breath of fire is a breath in followed by a series of exhales. And we're going to do 10 exhales through the mouth. So I'll show you what it looks like one time, and then we'll begin to do it together. So breathing in through the nose and begin. Good. Breathe in and exhale. So each time you're breathing out, you're forcefully contracting your belly and pushing it back towards your spine, which makes this a very good exercise for your abdominal muscles as well as your breath. So let's begin. Breathing in and exhale. Breathe in, exhale. Take a regular breath. So let's do 2 more rounds of that. Here we go. Breathing in through the nose and begin. Good. Breathe in. Exhale. Let it go. Last round. Here we go. Breathing in. Exhaling 10 times. Good. Deep breath in. Exhale. Let it go completely. Great. And just take a couple of breaths. Good. So I hope you all have your yoga tie handy because we're going to do some more upper body stretches. So remember, with these stretches, we keep tension on both ends of the tie, like we're pulling the hands away from each other, and we maintain that tension throughout the series. Excuse me. Good. Inhale, arms come up. Good. Exhale, reach it back. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, reach it back. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, forward. Once more, breathing in, coming up. Exhale, reaching it back. Nice stretch back. Good. Back to center. Exhale, forward. And bring it up. And then let's begin to go from side to side. So you're breathing in as you come up and exhaling as you bend to the side. Try to keep both sit bones equally grounded on your chair. The next time you come over to the left, allow yourself to pause. Good. Reach a little further. Elbows are straight. Good. Bring it up through center. Deep breath in and exhale to the right. Stretch that thigh. Good. You feel the work that's going on in your shoulders and arms. Wonderful. Inhale up. Let's begin to do some circles. So the circles can be as big or as small as you like. Maybe you see that they get a little bit bigger as you continue to stretch. And then let's go in the other direction. Oh, and feel free to let out any of those sounds that want to come out. The grunts, the groans, the sighs, the yawns. It's all welcome here. And then bringing that up to center. One last pull on the opposite ends of the thigh. Release that. Take a moment to notice how your body feels when you release the stretch. Good. Take your left arm across your chest and gently press. Those arms and shoulders have worked hard, so we need to relax them. And let's go to the other side. Right arm comes across. Gentle press on the upper arm. Good. And release that. You can put your tie away for now. Let's focus a little bit on the lower body. So getting ready for the walk we're going to take on Thursday. Hello, sweet pea. You can pump your arms if you like. Or what I like to do is bring my knee up to the opposite elbow on the exhale. Feel free to join me if you like. Here we go. So you're blowing out the breath, and maybe that knee doesn't come up all the way, and that's fine. Just bring it up as much as you can. Upper body stays straight. Good. And now let's bring that right knee up and draw it as close as we can to the chest. Hold on behind the thigh, below the knee, or even use your yoga tie if you like. Good. Making a sound with the exhale breath is a shortcut to inviting the body to relax, whether that tension is physical or mental. Let's circle the ankle. Oh, I got some crunching and popping going on there. Go the other way, please. And we'll move into our figure 4 stretch. Options are crossing at the knee, the ankle, the knee, or placing the foot on the opposite thigh. Sit up nice and tall, nice and tall. I always keep sitting up tall, hoping I'll get a little taller, but it never happens, but feels good. So you can add a forward fold if that feels right. Make sure your head and neck are relaxed. Get ready to release that now. So breathing in, bringing your torso up. Let's release that side and start again with the other side. So we're going to walk a little bit further. Pumping the arms. If you want to add knees to elbows, feel free to join me. When you breathe out that breath, feel your belly working. Getting powerful. getting in touch with that power center. So let's bring the left knee up now, holding on wherever is comfortable for you. Make sure your right foot is flat on the floor. How about we circle the ankle? Nice and slow. Go the other way. And we'll get ready for the figure 4 stretch. So crossing wherever is best for your body. Sitting up tall. You can get more sensation by pressing down on the knee and pulling up on the foot, or adding a forward fold. Let's release that on an inhale now, coming up. And uncross. So we're going to do, there's a pose that we do in a floor class called the Cobra. That's a back bend. And I'm going to show you a way to do that with a chair variation. So hopefully your chair has a back on it that you can take a hold of. Your hips should be slightly forward in the chair. And then as you breathe in, you're going to draw your chest forward, your elbows and your shoulders back, and allow your head to look up. Sit bones are squarely on the chair. Take a few breaths here, please. Good. Let's relax that. Take a breath. And we'll repeat that. So taking a hold of the chair, you're holding on pretty far down on the back of the chair. Good. Inhaling, the chest moves forward, the shoulders and the elbows move back. And if your neck says okay, allow your head to look up. One more nice deep breath. Good. And release. Whew, that's good. Ready for warrior? Here we go. So we'll begin with the seated version. I'm going to turn and face the left front corner of the chair, hands at the hips to begin. Take a breath in and let's send the right foot back. Plant that left foot firmly on the floor. Good. Press back through your right heel and relax. Press back and relax. Press the heel down towards the floor. Hold the press. And if you like, add your arms out to the side and overhead. Create that little back bend if that feels good. Get in touch with that power center in your belly. Feel strong. Good. Breathe in, exhale, lower your hands. Let your feet stay right where they are, and we'll move into warrior 2. So the left arm sweeps to the front, the left arm sweeps behind. So imagine you have that tie between your two hands and you're moving them apart from each other. Good. Gaze towards the left. Arms are level with the shoulders. And if one of your shoulders is bothering you, you can always just do the pose with one arm or the other, the one that's feeling okay. Good. Lower the arms. Step your feet together. Let's do that on the other side. So I'm going to shift over to the right here. Hands on the hips to begin. Breathe in, and this time the left foot is going to step back. Good. Right foot is flat on the floor. Press down through that left heel and relax it. Good. Press it down and relax. And again, press down, hold it there, and add the arms if you like, as well as creating that little back bend. Good. Breathe in, lower the hands, and we'll prepare for warrior two. So this time it's the right arm that comes to the front, the left arm behind. Again, move the hands away from each other. So there's a lot of energy going out through your fingers. Good. How about one more breath here? And exhale, lower down. Turn and face the front. So if you remember, I said we were going to repeat some poses so we can see how the body responds when we do it repetitively. There might be a change from your first experience. So let's repeat seated warrior in both variations. Facing the left, hands at your hips. Step your right foot back. Ground yourself through the feet. Add the arms. What do you notice about how this pose might be a little different from the first time? Add the back bend. Good. Moving into warrior two. Left arm to the front, right arm behind. Keep your breath steady and prominent. Inhale, exhale, lower the arms. And let's rotate through center and go right over to the other side. Deep breath in, stepping back now with the left foot. Remember that hip is going to want to rotate down towards the floor as you do that. Good. Adding your arms if you like. Adding a back bend. Little variations can make a big difference in how you experience each pose. Transitioning to warrior two, right arm comes forward, left arm floats back, gazes to the right. Great. Deep breath in, lower the hands, turn and face the front. Let's just pause for a couple of breaths. Getting quite a workout this morning, eh? Okay. So we're going to go through chair pose to come up to standing. And we're going to repeat that. So we're going to be standing up and then sitting back down. Standing up. We're going to do it 3 times and then remain standing. Also know that if chair pose doesn't work for you or the standing warrior doesn't work for you, you can always go back to the seated version. So moving your feet back so the heels are up off the floor, hands at your hips, and the feet are about hip width apart. So we're going to breathe in and stand straight up. Knees are slightly bent. Good. Shoulders are back. Breath is steady. Good. Press the backs of your legs back till you feel the chair, and then sit back down. And again, pressing into the feet, engaging your core, standing up, knees are bent, shoulders back. Good. Press the legs back and sit yourself down once again. This time we're going to come all the way up to standing. Good. Engage your core, press in, knees are slightly bent, shoulders are back. So you can increase the intensity of the pose by adding your arms in front or even overhead. Nice, steady breath. Good. Inhale. Let's exhale. Lower the arms. Straighten your legs and just shake them out a little bit. Awesome. Come on over to the side of your chair. Let's stand to the left of the chair. We're going to do standing warrior. We're going to do a couple of variations. Sometimes we step forward into warrior. Sometimes we step back. And we're going to do both of those, beginning with the forward stepping. So move slightly behind your chair so you have room to step forward. We're going to be stepping forward on the left foot. Good. So inhale, exhale, bring that left foot forward. Ha, and plant it firmly. Good. Little bit of bend in the knees. Good. Hips face forward. You can add one arm. You can add both arms if you don't need the chair for support. It's perfectly fine. Good. Good. One more breath here. Lower your arms. Step your left foot back. So let's reverse that. We're going to step back with the left foot. So I'm going to come a little bit forward. Make sure I have room behind me to step. Hand on the hip, hand on the chair. Take a breath in, send the left foot back. Ha, good. Sink down and square your hips. I always like to bounce just a little bit so I feel very secure. Add the arms out to the side, one or both, or overhead. And to make it a little more energetic, you can add some Kapalabhati breathing, some of that breath of fire. Good. Lower your hands, step your feet together, and take a breath. Great. Let's go to the other side. So we're going to be stepping forward first with the right foot. So I like to look at the floor and kind of visualize where my foot will probably land. That builds a little more stability. So breathe in and let's step that right foot forward. Ha, good. And plant. Imagine that there's a magnet pulling the center of your body right down to the earth. Add the arms, one or both. You can even create a little back bend here if you like. How about one more breath? Good job, everybody. Lower your hands and step back. Good. So we're going to step back now into warrior. I'm going to come a little bit forward. And I'm also going to be taking the right foot back. Take a breath in and exhale. Send that right foot back. Good. Take a minute to feel very grounded. Squaring your hips, softening the knees. And then if you like, bring those arms into play. How about a little Kapalabhati breathing here, breath of fire? Great. Lower the arms. Step your feet together. And take a breath. So let's repeat on the other side again. We'll just do one version on each side. I'm going to be stepping forward with my left foot. Here we go. Breathe in, step forward. Ha! Plant that foot. How different does this feel than the first time you did the pose?
Stronger.
Do you feel steadier? Do you feel more grounded? Do you feel more powerful? Great. Let's lower the hands and step the feet together. Other side. Take a breath in, step that foot. Ha! Doesn't matter if you step forward or back, either one is fine. One arm or both. Let the whole body breathe. Good. Breathe in, exhale, lower the hands, step your feet together. Let's finish our standing work with a downward facing dog. So hands can be at the back of your chair, or I like to come with my hands on the seat of the chair so I get a little bit of a deeper stretch. I walk the feet back, head hangs down, and I like to lift and lower my heels, pedaling. Gives me a nice deep stretch in the hamstrings. Good. Ready to release? We'll walk back towards the chair. I always like to thank my side, my chair, and take a seat. We're going to finish up with the seated archer. So remember, with the archer, we're using our upper bodies to form a bow and arrow. So making sure, even though we're focusing on the upper body, that you don't forget your feet. Make sure your feet are under your knees, pressing into the floor. So I'm going to extend my left arm and place the palm of my right hand in the back of my head. Good. Make sure this elbow is moving back. Take a breath. And now let's rotate to the left. Eyes tracking the thumb. Feet flat on the floor. Right elbow pulling back. Good. Slowly releasing that. So you're breathing in and returning that hand to the front. Let's switch sides. So left hand comes behind the head. Make sure that elbow's back. Right arm extends in front and you fix your gaze on the thumb. Deep breath in. And let's go to the right. Don't let that elbow come forward. Keep pulling it back to open the chest. Good. Ready to release as you breathe in, guiding the arm back. And let's release. Ooh, if you need to circle your shoulders a few times, it feels good. Nicely done, everybody. So now you're so powerful. Let's take that all in with a little final relaxation, just closing your eyes. And there's no need to breathe in any particular way, just to let the breath flow. Where do you feel energy in your body? Where do you feel the echoes of the poses you've just done? Staying in the present moment by staying with the breath. Allow your breath to get a little bit deeper now and add those final stretches that you know work best for you, whatever that happens to be. And returning your hands to heart center. Let's close our practice with another Om. Om. Om Shanti. Peace. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be free from fear. And may all beings everywhere know peace. Namaste. Jai Bhagwan.